We lost with China over the Biden years trillions of dollars on trade, trillions of dollars. And he let them fleece us. And we can't do that anymore. And you know what? I don't blame China at all. I don't blame President Xi. I like him. He likes me. I mean, who knows? Who the hell cares?
Do you have any updates on talks
But you know
with
what?
China?
What?
Do you have any updates with talks with China?
No, let me just tell you this. I don't blame China. I don't blame Vietnam. I see their meeting today. Is that wonderful? That's a lovely meeting. They're meeting, like trying to figure out how do we screw the United States of America?
If you slap me in the face, I slap you back. China will never allow any country, including the United States, to throw the rule of free trade out of the window and to be presumptuous enough to say, this is the way I do. I hold a gun at your hand, cry uncle, and kneel in front of me. No, China will never do that. Whether other countries will decide to do that, that's their choice. But China will never do that.
So do you think that President Trump misjudged China when he said that they had gambled and made a huge mistake, and yet at the weekend it was Donald Trump who lifted the tariffs on mobile phones and computers coming into the country?
I think China's view is very clear. We will never tolerate anyone mistreating China like that, intimidating China, issuing ultimatum to China. If you slap me in the face, I slap you back. That is the tit for tat, and this is exactly what's happening. Now, Chinese government also declared by imposing 125% tariff against total U.S. export to China, the U.S. products have no marketability in the Chinese market, meaning they are ready to see an end to China-U.S. trade to the China export to the United States and vice versa. That is the ultimatum China is issuing to the United States. Don't mess with me. Otherwise, I close the market for you. You will be locked out of China. It's not China losing the U.S. market. The United States runs the risk of being completely locked out of the China market.
China has ordered its airlines to stop taking deliveries of Boeing jets. Sources tell us that Beijing also asked carriers to halt purchases of aircrafts, related equipment, and parts from U.S. companies. The Chinese government is also considering ways to assist airlines that lease Boeing jets and are facing higher costs.
What's good, Echo Room fam? Welcome back to another wild ride through the global mess we lovingly call reality. Whether you are new here or a seasoned seat warmer in the Vibe Lounge, welcome, welcome, welcome. Smash that like button, hug the subscribe bell, and bless the comment section with your thoughts. You already know I read every single one. Oh, and shout out to all the originators and stitches of the video clips that sparked this episode. You all keep the culture alive. Today's episode, whew, wow, it's a combo meal of chaos, a little sprinkle of geopolitics, a dash of aviation drama, and a heaping scoop of luxury exposure. Let's dig into the rest of the video and we will be back for more commentary.
We have breaking news right now. China has ordered its companies to stop purchasing American-made airplane manufacturing parts and stop purchasing from Boeing. This is a significant escalation, and it comes because of the tariffs trade war initiated between the Trump administration and the Chinese leadership. China's government now says that Chinese companies can no longer purchase from Boeing, which is an American company, can no longer purchase any airplane parts from the United States of America. Chinese airliners had been purchasing airplanes and parts from Boeing and other American manufacturers for a very long time. Well, that stops today. And it's unclear exactly how long this pause will be for, likely until whatever trade war is done and over. But that doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. And you know, TikTok is going to be hanging in the balance of this trade war as well. So we'll see what happens there. I'll do a full breakdown of what this all means on my Substack. So be sure to subscribe for free at the link in my bio and follow along step to date on all the news you need to know about. More to come.
The trade war may be a trap, and it's not what you may think. What if the U.S.-China trade war isn't a war at all? What if the tariffs, the headlines, and the market panic are part of something much bigger? Right now, China has imposed a 34% tariff on U.S. goods. Trump, in response, is threatening 50%. The world sees conflict, but maybe it's coordinated. Think about it. For decades, the U.S. has been economically drained through unfair trade, global financial manipulation, and one-sided deals mostly influenced by European and British financial institutions. Now Trump comes back on the scene. But instead of launching a direct fight against those entrenched powers in London, Brussels, and Davos, he does something else. He creates chaos. He lets China play the aggressor on paper, triggering market panic. Meanwhile, European elites with billions invested across the U.S. and Chinese markets scramble to reposition their assets, and it's happening. And here's the move. As they shift funds, Trump and his allies watch. They track transactions, offshore plays, strategic exits. Every panic move, well, they log it. Then the trap closes. In April, the trade war resolves, markets rebound, but those who bet against the U.S., well, they lose. And Trump's allies, they buy up what the elites don't. Cheap. Suddenly, Trump holds the leverage. The real enemy isn't China. It's the global financial structure that's been siphoning American wealth for decades. And China, well, they get a weakened Western system, new markets, and a partner in reshaping global trade. Because maybe this isn't a fight between Trump and China. Maybe it's a collaboration, a double bluff, just to expose the old world order and reset the board. Now, I'm not saying this is actually what's happening, but if you step back far enough, you have to admit, it's sort of a smart way to play the game, isn't it?
When that Chinese man got on this app and said all the luxury items are made in China and they only go to Italy to have the tag put on it, the designer tag, and once that designer tag is put on it, now it can say made in Italy because only that small little percentage was actually made in Italy, but that's all it takes to say made in Italy. Now it makes it over here to our designer boutiques and we're spending thousands upon thousands of dollars for something that was in fact made in China, not Italy. I don't care how much you're spending on the thing. Chances are it is coming from China. The only part that was actually made in Italy was when they put the designer tag on there. And this is why the wealthiest of wealthy people buy inspired by items. Why? Why would you spend the whole day? Listen, I did a whole series on Birkins, and in one of the, you can see it in my like viral things I have pinned up there, but one of the videos was talking about the Birkin sort of like Tupperware party that all the wealthy Upper East Side women in New York have. They're not spending money on real Birkins. They're not shucking and jiving for Birkin. And they call the people over in China and get the same. Yeah. So if you know, the people actually have Birkin connects direct to manufacturer. That's how they're getting them made. The wealthy people, the people who are not like going through the foolishness of the Birkin game, the people who could care less because they don't need to look rich. They're actually not trying to look rich because they are wealthy. That's the difference. Those are the people I'm talking about. But y'all,
this Birkin bag at Hermes boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory? Today, I'm going to break it down in front of you step by step. First thing first, Hermes only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. One is called Muti from Italy. And the second is Weinheimera from Germany. And the third is Haas from France. One piece of Togo leather, the same leather as this one, will cost 450 USD. And one piece of the leather is only enough to make one Birkin, okay? The thread. And of course, for Hermes Birkin, the thread is also the best top level. It's called Fil au Chinois from France. This is actually the Rolls Royce in thread. For each bag, the cost is 25 USD. And then the hardware. See, this hardware is called 316 hardware. It's also known as the ocean stainless steel because it can withstand the erosion of seawater. It's the best stainless steel. For one piece of bag, the hardware will cost 150 USD. The edge oil. This edge oil is imported from Italy. It's called heat sealed edge oil. For each bag, it will cost 50 USD. The interior lining, it used lambskin imported from France. For each bag, the cost will be 100 USD. And also inside, there is a zipper from Riri brand. And the zipper for one bag is 10 USD. And then the cost of human resource. The French artisans is much more expensive than Chinese artisans. To finish one bag, the human resource cost will be 600 USD. The package, now this is not that expensive, it's 10 USD. So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory. But why Hermes will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo. But if you do not care about the logo, you just want the same quality, same material, you can just buy from us. Because for our bags, we use exactly the same material, same leather, same hardware, same edge oil. The only difference is one, we don't have the logo, so we don't have to pay so much amount of money just for that logo. And second, our human resource is much cheaper. This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD, but even better quality and craftsmanship.
Yeah, guys, welcome back to the show. So here is the scoop. China said, nah, specifically to Trump's fresh wave of tariffs. Now, tariffs, if you have been under a rock or just mentally buffering from all this nonsense, are like financial elbows. You throw one, hoping the other guy stumbles economically. But here's the kicker. China didn't flinch. They clapped back. And not just with a tweet or a meme. They ordered a halt on Boeing's jet deliveries. You know it's serious when planes are grounded and nobody's even talking about weather delays. But wait, it gets juicier. So China essentially told Boeing, park it, buddy. And let's not pretend like Boeing hasn't been, skating on thin tarmac. Lately, after some very real safety issues in the past, this halt is not great news. Some say this is just economic tit for tat. Others, they are pulling out the 4D chessboards. Is this really a trade war? Some whisper. Or is it a trap? Are we dancing in a drama that was staged from the jump? Because, and I quote, some folks are saying the US has been economically drained for decades. Decades! And now, just maybe, the tap is being called in. But wait, it gets even better. China didn't just bring Boeing receipts. They also pulled the curtain on the luxury brand illusion. Apparently, a few big-name designer brands, yes, those ones you see folks fighting over on TikTok, on YouTube, aren't all they are cracked up to be. Now, fake exclusivity, markups higher than student loan debt. And the real ticket, the real kicker, the same manufacturers making your $5 knockoff bag are allegedly making the 5,000 original in quotes now. Are we even mad or are we impressed? China's message? Don't flex on us with your made in Italy bag tags when we know where the zipper came from. Savage and honestly kind of hilarious. But here's where things start to spiral. Some economic commentators are saying, don't just look at tariffs, look at timing. Because this isn't just about taxes or handbags or altered planes. This might be about reshaping power. Some believe China's playing the long game and America might be playing Uno while China's playing Go. Others say the US spent decades building luxury on cheap labor and borrowed money, and now the lender is calling the vibe check. And let's be honest, luxury brands, cheap labor, trade deficit. It's giving house of cards. And the table's starting to wobble. Now, here's the real question. Is this all just noise? A manufactured spectacle? Are we watching the illusion of conflict? Or is this the slow unraveling of a world order that ran out of receipt? Because, let's face it, nobody wants to admit they have been lied to. Nobody wants to admit that the luxury bag they maxed out their credit card for might have come from the same factory as the fake on their cousin got in Chinatown. Nobody wants to admit that the free market comes with a price. And nobody wants to ask, are we the baddies? So, as always, we don't pick sides here at Echo Room Vibes. We just pull up a chair, pour some tea, and let the chaos unfold. Shout out to all the thinkers, the teachers, and the subscribers who keep the vibe alive. If you have made it this far, you already know the drill. Drop a camera emoji if you think China just shut down the designer flex. Drop a plane emoji if you are sightseeing that Boeing situation. And of course, leave your hot take in the comments. I'm reading them all. And the best one just might get featured next episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your favorite economist or fashion addict, because the world's not just watching, it's vibing. Echo Room Vibes, where the news gets noisier, the takes get spicier, and the facts, well, they come with seasoning. Until next time, fam, stay loud, stay weird, and stay tuned.
Rap jingle, Echo Room Vibes. Beat kicks in, chill lo-fi or boom bap vibe. Catchy and melodic. Echo Room Vibes, yeah, we bring that heat. Set us so smooth, never miss a beat. No cap, no bias, just keeping it real. Comment what you think, tell us how you feel. One stop spot for the daily scroll. Drama, fact, and a little bit of soul. Reacting to the world with a comic twist. We roast and reflex, nothing gets missed. No agendas, just that clever spark. We shine like what it takes to dark. Respect the clip, Stitch's origin too. We give the credit, that's how we do. Hope you beat with variation, Echo Room Vibes. You keep us fly, shout out every end, that 1,000 guy. Like comments, be part of the tribe. Join the room, catch the vibe, fill the job. To all our subs, you keep us fly. Shout out every end, that 1,000 guy. We see you watching, don't just slide. Drop that fire emoji, show your pride.